having it built. Having it built is probably not going to, because you're not the one in there doing it. But I'm sure building it yourself, you know, you're making decisions, you're tired, you're usually working. So, I mean, it's like any construction. Sure, it can kind of like stress you out a bit, but
yeah, for
nothing like out of the ordinary.
Yeah,
Just,
and we talk about relationships
making.
pretty detailed in our not our website.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, maybe a little bit in our book.
In our book, yeah, we have a full chapter on it.
Yeah.
So definitely check it out, because then we go into like a ton of detail. So
yeah, so tiny house basics, living the good life in small spaces. You can get it on Amazon, Target, Barnes and Noble. Eventually, we'll put it on our website, but we want you to pre-order it first for a really good deal, because we like deals.
Who doesn't like a deal?
Who doesn't like a deal? Tell me about your insurance coverage prices. Well, prices would be subject to the state you're in, size of the tiny house, but many popular sources for insurance would be State Farm, Progressive. There's like a third one.
Farmers.
And there's a couple like tiny house insurance companies, but I've never personally talked to them, dealt with them, or had customers that have insured through them. So I'm not really sure like if those are do your due diligence, I would think. You know, usually they're underwritten by a major insurance company. But there's a lot of, it's pretty easy to get insurance for a tiny house. Thank you for all the comments. We appreciate it.
Sifting through.
Yeah, Knotwood. Yeah, great product. It's built in Australia, made in Australia, LEED certified, super green, recyclable, beautiful. You can get it. You know, there's several local distributors on Instagram. Dex West is one. Knotwood PNW is who we got ours from, and they're based in Washington. Aaron is just been amazing to work with.
Yeah, he's really great to work with.
Yeah, and we've ended up, you know, being good friends. But really,
and they ship it anywhere,
product.
so it's not like, you know, if you contact him in the Pacific Northwest that you have to live there. They'll ship wherever you are. So
yeah, and we even miscalculated on the amount of trim that we needed, so we have some more trim that's on its way. I think next week, actually, on one of our trailers, we're just like piggybacking and putting some more trim on there.
Sticking trim on there.
It's coming from Washington. What do you mean by 13 stabilizer points? So we have the 4 wheels, so those are on the ground, and then we also have jacks that are spread around the trailer. So we have the 4 plus 7 other jacks. There's a tongue jack, and then, no, there's more than that actually. There's like 15. So we have 8 scissor jacks. So that's what we mean. It's just like 15 different points of contact to distribute the weight across on the ground, and also to kind of eliminate that trailer shake that you can get in like travel trailers. So we had it attached to our deck, and we disconnected it when we did the knotwood. So we have a little bit of trailer shake right now. We gotta get to that and get it back tied to the deck.
It's not really bad on the main floor. It's when one of you is in the loft still in bed, and then the other person is walking down, and you kind of feel like a little bit. So I mean, because you're up higher, but when you're down below, you don't really feel it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we definitely want to avoid any of that.
Avoid it. What made you want to go tiny? Good question.
Mainly financially. Being in the Bay Area, I'm not sure where everyone or where you're from or where you're listening from, but the Bay Area is extremely expensive and just getting more expensive. And we were tired of like spinning our wheels and just paying for rent, or thinking about even buying is just, you know, a big mortgage. We just didn't want to. I don't know.
Yeah, it's expensive to live and expensive to eat, and everything's just getting more costly. Expensive. So if we can drastically change the way we live, then we would be able to have more time and energy and money for more important things in our lives versus just striving after the wind and trying to afford the high cost of rent. San Francisco, it's like, we don't live in San Francisco, but San Francisco is like $4,500 for 1 bedroom. And the average out where we are is about like 35.
Yeah, 30 to 35.
Crazy.
For, you know, like rent, like mediocre houses that are just like, you know, what, 1,500 square feet maybe, and you know.
So that was like
landlords.
Yeah, that was like the biggest reason. And then all the other benefits came after that, you know. So, do you own your land, and do you ever move it around? We've moved our tiny house once since we built it. We built it in one location about 45 minutes away, and it's probably farther than that. And we moved it to our location now. We rent our land. We are on a private RV pad, so we rent our land. How much did your tiny house cost? How much did your tiny house cost? We never really kept an accurate tally. we can give you like a rough idea of range if you wanted something like ours, which would probably be what, 90 to 100.
Yeah, roughly.
So if you wanted something built like this, you know, it's hard to factor in those hours of labor that you do yourself. I mean, even on the exterior siding, and you know, we've changed a lot of stuff.
That would be kind of pricing for if somebody was building for you.
Yeah.
If you build yourself, of course, you know.
Yeah, you can cut it in half.
You can cut it in half. But
so
with appliances and materials and the quality of the materials, and it's roughly around that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Was your land hard to find? We talk about that on our website at tinyhousebasics.com, and you can look up an article called Finding Land Now, or Find Land for Your Tiny House Now. And we talked about how we ended up finding a place to park.
Yeah.
So we suggest checking that out. There's a lot of great articles in the blog section, tinyhousebasics.com/blog. You are all so helpful, and what you're doing to help others' questions through this process is amazing. Thank you very much. We love to hear that. We love to hear feedback, and we thank you for taking the time to comment. What is the average trailer size needed for a comfortably sized home with a full-size appliances that wouldn't be moved very often? Our number one selling trailer we build is a 28-foot, 21,000-pound tiny house trailer. Which
is the size of ours. Ours is 28 feet. For full appliances, we have almost full. They're apartment-sized appliances. And, I mean, we could have gone full. I just didn't see it necessary. We do have the space to go full if we wanted full appliances.
Yeah, big fridge would be pretty big here, though.
Yeah, I mean, we've actually found that we don't need a big fridge at all. We used to waste a lot of stuff. But, yeah, 28 and above. You know, a lot of people are getting 32s right now, even 34, right?
Yeah. Yeah, 34 is big, popular, 40-foot goosenecks. I mean, everybody's needs are different.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot of expertly laid out 20-foots, 24-foot. So everybody's needs are different. So we suggest, like,
at least 28 feet.
Yeah, at least 28 feet if you're looking for like full-size appliances, kitchen. Yeah. And we have a real couch. I mean, from West Elm. It's an apartment size.
It's an apartment size. So it's bigger than a love seat, but a little bit smaller than like a 3-person sofa.
Yeah.
So we can fit 3 comfortably, 2 very comfortably.
Yeah, 2 very comfortably, and sometimes a poodle or so.
Yeah.
We are 45 and 50. Are we too old? Absolutely not. That is not too old for anything.
Yeah.
So not
45 and 50.
Yeah, that is not too
Y'all
old.
Y'all are still spring chickens.
Y'all are spring chickens.
No, not too old at all. But if you don't want to crawl, a big concern we get from people anywhere like 50 and above, they usually don't want to be crawling in a loft, which is totally understandable. So I would maybe suggest designing for just the same level, or even a gooseneck would be really comfortable. But yeah, not at all too old.
Yeah, and stay tuned. I mean, because we have a 34-foot by 10-foot build coming up that is going to be pretty epic. We have a 28-foot by 10-foot build, which is next on the block. We have a 14-foot tiny house that we're finishing or framing today. That's going to be tiny, but that's going to be a mobile hat shop. So yeah, stay tuned to our feed and our website. We'll have a lot of the pictures of those updates. And of course, get our book on Amazon.
We do, I mean, I know we keep on, but we do answer a ton of questions in there because, you know, we had these questions going through the process. So it's like we wanted to get as much information in there as possible.
Yeah,
so
we spent like
it's a pretty easy read too.
Yeah, it's a pretty easy read. We wrote, it's like 6 months. Is that how much you spent on it? About 6 months. So we put a lot of time and effort into it, and we hope you guys enjoy it. It'll be out in 2 weeks, May 16th. So you can pre-order on Amazon for $13.34. It's pretty good.
Pretty good.
I'm in my 60s. I'm thinking about this for a way to retire. Absolutely.
A ton of people are just like you thinking the same, because it's the same. You don't want to spend all of your time cleaning a house. You want to actually go and live your life a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I really liked about tiny house. I was tired. Ours was only 1,300 square feet, but I just felt like I was cleaning all the time and like yard work all the time.
Lots of dust bunnies.
I want to go play. I don't want to clean all day. So.
How is your new heater working out? It's working.
That's super good. Yeah, it just works like normal. You just, whatever temperature you want it gives it to you. So definitely working out great.
Yeah, and then we have a little meter. I'm sure you guys do. I think you guys have the same one. Or I think you guys have a better one. I think you guys upgraded. We got the value series. So, but yeah, it works out great. I don't feel like it's using like a ton of propane. I mean, yeah.
It depends on how long you
Yeah.
In the winter months, my showers are a little longer.
Yeah,
So.
it's pretty sweet. And then when it runs out of propane too, it just does that annoying beep. So
It does alert you.
how did the knotwood cost compare to wood siding? It is much more expensive than wood siding. It is definitely a premium product, but you are gaining that back by less maintenance, a longer
there's no
life of the
maintenance.
product, half the weight of most wood. So it's really, what's the word I'm looking for? It's dealing with what we dealt with our wood siding for over 2.5 years and rotting and maintenance, and then like 8 months, after 8 months it starts to look old and you got to stain it again.
Like the wood color was bleeding through and it just didn't look rich. It looked too dingy.
Yeah, and it would bow out and stuff. And man, so dealing with that for a couple of years, we realized just how much better it is with the knotwood, and it was worth the extra cost. It's definitely a premium product, but it is absolutely worth it. It's a beautiful product. So that's Knotwood, KNOTWOOD, and they have .com is the website too.
Yeah.
What do you think about the toilet choices? It's just me and my Yorkie. I'm not sure I can handle a compost tonight. Oh, toilet. I have a I have a hard time lifting heavy things.
R-A. It's something that we don't know what RA is.
I'm not sure what that is.
So lifting heavy items are hard.
Okay.
So
rheumatoid arthritis.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay. Sorry, I got it.
I was about to Google it. It's like, what is RA?
Shelley wrote a great article on the composting toilet on our website. It is a composting toilet from a woman's perspective.
Yeah, however, I do not change it. I will put that out there. That was our agreement. I would if I had to. But since we agreed upon this in the beginning that Joshua would change it, I'm just going to go ahead and let him keep doing it. So he can tell you how it is changing it and how heavy it is.
Yeah,
it's not that heavy though, right?
No, it's not that heavy.
There's no liquid that goes into
there's
the
no
main
liquid.
part.
So I would say like a regular toilet, after every use, somebody can be stinky, and so it could stink up the bathroom. With the composting toilet, you don't have that problem. You're just dealing with it stinky for a couple minutes when you're emptying it. Just while changing
Because for ours, the one that we use, it has a little fan that's going nonstop, right?
Yeah.
And that basically expels moisture and sends it outside, and also the odor. But really what fills it up mostly, for women, is toilet paper, because, we pee a lot. So that's really what fills the toilet mostly than anything. So it's really not that heavy, but the liquid goes outside.
I like it. I'm happy with the one we chose. It's been great.
I don't know how others are. We haven't used them. I've read reviews. Some have like the pee tank reserve, which
I don't want to look at the pee.
I'm sure everyone has a different experience.
Personally.
I can't imagine taking urine out all the time, and women, how much we can feel that very quickly.
Yeah.
It seems kind of gross to me. So.
But that's just us.
But
We're weird.
You can ask somebody who actually uses that kind of toilet, but it sounds kind of.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Did you build on location? We did not.
No, it's do you build.
Do you build on location?
We do not.
No, we do not.
Yeah.
We have 4 locations for our tiny houses, trailers, which are built, and then our shells we build in our workshop. If we built on location, it would exponentially increase the cost, because that would be like lots.
People are building all over the U.S.
Yeah, people are building all over the U.S.
with their tools. It just
it would probably be like 4 times the cost.
But the nice thing is these are on wheels, so it's very easy to transport. So that's kind of
we build it and we hire a shipper and they bring it right to you. What challenges did you face when moving the tiny house trees?
Yeah, ours was trees.
Trees are challenging. They just they grow really slowly, but they get in the way. Yeah,
Josh and another buddy of his had to literally get up and do a lot of tree trimming along the way. We were in a very wooded area before, and we're still in a pretty wooded area. Oh, he's pretty.
So yeah, we had to trim a lot of trees. I think that was pretty much the only challenge. And then we moved most of our things out of the house to kind of keep weight down when we moved.
Which it probably would have been fine, but we were paranoid because it was the first time and we didn't know how it was going to react. But yeah, that's an option. If it's heavy, you can kind of shift the weight with like your washer dryer or your
use it as a ballast.
Yeah.
I wake up at 6 a.m. I'm moving into a small home soon. Is it dreadful going up and down to the loft area?
Not with a staircase, it's not. I couldn't imagine a ladder because we do use our ladder to go up and down to like our closet area, and like sometimes it can get, if I have to go up there a few times a day, like sometimes it can get a little annoying. Just depending on what I'm doing for the day.
Yeah, I wouldn't want this to be a primary source of getting up into the loft.
I mean, everyone is different, but I would highly, highly recommend having stairs. It's really not bad. It's just like, I mean, I get up in the middle of the night. I'm a girl. I always, have to pee. So, like, I get up usually a couple times to use the bathroom. So, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
We like our stairs. Stairs are great. With stairs, it's easy.
Very pro stairs.
Just pre-ordered. Can't wait to read it. Thank you.
Awesome.
Send us a picture of the pre-order and a direct message, and we'll send you one of these stickers. We're going to, write with our really good handwriting. I think you know. It's not, and by really good, I mean not good. But it'll be handwritten.
We'll try to make it readable.
Yeah, so you can pick up our book at Amazon. Just search Tiny House Basics. It's like $13 right now. It comes out May 16th. We put a lot of our heart and soul into it. A lot of photographs. We hope you guys enjoy it. So pre-order it today. Thank you so much for all the information. This is so helpful. Thank you. We are glad to be of service and of help to you. We have lots more information on our website and tons of stuff in our book. Do you know any families who live tiny? We actually know quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they
keep making more babies.
I know. So
yeah,
obviously it's doable.
Oh yeah, absolutely doable. So yeah, a lot of families. What was the main reason you went tiny? We touched on this a little bit earlier, but it was mainly financial reasons. It's expensive in the Bay Area where we live, and so that was mainly the reason that we downsized. It's expensive everywhere.
Yeah, we want to have money to do other stuff.
Yeah,
Like go travel and yeah.
Burgers and cocktails aren't getting cheaper, that's for sure.
They aren't making us any thinner either.
Yeah. Is it hard navigating a small space with two people?
No.
No.
It's not that small. I mean, I know that in pictures and everything it's kind of hard to, I definitely think pictures make it seem smaller than when you're in person, but there's plenty of room to get by. And then it's just like learning, how do I describe, I feel like I'm losing my train of thought here. You just get used to it and you just kind of do your own thing and move about as you need to.
Yeah, and you kind of get a, I don't know what I'm saying either.
A routine?
Yeah, or you know what the other person's probably going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. You kind of get...
I mean, if somebody just...
like a ballet.
If one of them just stood in the center all the time, that would be really annoying.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
And it would be very weird. So, yeah, no, it's really not that bad. That was a really long-winded... It didn't make any sense, I'm sorry.
You are both great. Thank you. What a great way to focus on the more important things. True story.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Indeed.
My dream is to live in a tiny house, but in the UK. Do you know any websites for tiny houses in the UK? We get a lot of people request trailers and builds in the UK, but shipping is always the challenge.
Yeah.
I personally don't know of any really websites for it. There's a couple good Instagram accounts.
Maybe you can reach out on Facebook too and see if anybody is doing it in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't hear of anyone.
I know in Europe proper there's more, but I don't know.
In France, there's some.
You guys have a lot of tiny houses too, like normal tiny houses.
Just
rocks.
Cute little lofts and stuff. Or
men pee more than women, as far as I've noticed. I beg to differ. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe.
I drink a lot of water, so
I guess it depends. I guess it depends on the water.
The water.
Yeah, I mean how much water they're drinking.
Oh yeah. How much liquid?
What is the average cost for a very basic tiny house? Depends, like how long,
what size you want.
What size you want.
What's
do you
basic
want
to you?
Yeah. So, basic to us may be different from basic to you. So it could really range, and we suggest really requesting a quote on our website at tinyhousebasics.com. And you could select a size that you feel may be most appropriate for you. You could also select from the different sizes that we have available, and then choose, and we kind of have descriptions on what you could fit in those sizes. But the first step is to go to our website, tinyhousebasics.com, And maybe the first step is buy our book on Amazon, then go to our website. Or either way, they're both really good options.
So good.
Is there any websites that can tell me a person the best states that allow tiny houses, and what did you guys have to go through with your state to get a tiny house? I don't know of honestly any websites that kind of document it, because it's more of like cities and counties that more and more are allowing more tiny houses and stuff. So it kind of depends. I mean, we usually do it on a case-by-case basis. If people have questions or they're building a house and they have questions, we'll kind of point them to ones we know that have addressed that in their state. But I don't know if there's an all-encompassing directory for it.
Yeah, but it sounds like a good idea. I think you should create
Yeah, you should create that website.
That would be definitely a full-time job.
You guys are awesome for sharing your knowledge. Thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Please tell us your book title again. Swiss Cheese Brain. Absolutely. It is Tiny House Basics, Living the Good Life in Small Spaces. We should finally have a copy of our own book.
We haven't even gotten our own
this
book yet.
Saturday.
Show a picture.
So I think the next time we do a live
like
Q&A, we'll finally have a copy of our book.
Yeah.
I mean, all we have to show is like stickers that we made.
I know.
So
next one.
Next one we'll have a copy of it. It comes out May 16th. You can get it on Amazon. That's the best price. I think Target copies Amazon what they do too, but Amazon. Tiny House Basics, Living the Good Life in Small Spaces by Joshua and Shelley Ingberg. You are a gorgeous girl.
Aw, thank you.
Yes, she is. And she loves that dress too. It's off topic, but it's welcomed.
Oh yeah, it's very comfortable. I got it navy. They're on sale.
Where are you right now? We're in California.
In our tiny house.
Where are you? Do you recommend to custom build our tiny house or have it done already by a dealer? It depends on your budget and what you kind of have in mind. I mean, we can help you through that whole process, whether you're going to have a builder do it, a shell, or a trailer. So we actually talk about that pretty good detail in our book, which is just 2 weeks away to being released. So you can pre-order our book, Tiny House Basics. I've said it, I think, at least once probably throughout this.
Maybe twice.
But we actually talk about those the different options you could do for building, and we put a lot of effort into that chapter, so I would definitely check that out. But yeah, you can start the process by requesting a quote on our website, tinyhousebasics.com. Do you guys have jobs? Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
This is our job.
This is our job.
We just talk live all day long. You know?
Tiny House Basics is our job. It's our company. Our official business name is Tiny House Basics LLC, and we build tiny house trailers in 4 locations throughout the U.S. We build tiny house shells. Our job is tiny houses.
Yes.
This is part of our business.
All day long,
it's just Shelley and I. We work from home. Our tiny house was built on one of our tiny house trailers. So we're kind of, we're the real deal. Like, we live and breathe tiny houses. Sometimes we need little vacations from that. Hold on. There we go. Okay, we're back.
Okay.
But yes, Tiny House Basics is our business and our job.
Believe it or not, it is very full-time.
It's very full-time.
We did not know it was going to be this full-time.
Okay. Toronto, Canada. Hey, Toronto. Where are your 4 locations? We build our tiny houses in Alabama, which we supply the whole Northeast, Canada. Then we build in Southern California, Los Angeles, Washington State, and then we build, where's the other one? Missouri. And then we build our tiny houses in San Jose area, Gilroy, California, Central Oregon, and then we also have them built in Pennsylvania. So you can go to our website, request a quote, tinyhousebasics.com. And another person who's the real deal too is Tiny Revolution. They're our good friends, but go check them out. They're on Facebook and Instagram.
Hello, Elena.
Hello.
Our friend Elena calls us magical eagles sitting in our little nest on the hill.
Our little nest perched on top of the hill.
She's so funny.
Hello from Texas. Thank you for joining along.
Texas.
I think we are roughly about at an hour. Yeah. So I think we'll sign off. We thank you, everybody, for tuning in. You can go to our website and get a quote at tinyhousebasics.com. You can request a quote for a tiny house trailer from 10 feet to 50 feet, up to 10 feet wide in many locations. And then you could also pre-order our book on Amazon just search Tiny House Basics, and you'll find it. #1 release. If you guys pre-order today, you'll keep it up there, the #1. And if you guys pre-order it, we'll send you a sticker and we'll write you a thank you note. So thank you everybody for tuning in.
Thanks for
joining.
joining.
Been fun. And if you guys would like us to do some more live Q&As, we'll probably do one when we actually get our book in hand.
Yeah, we should have it by this weekend. So maybe, hopefully in the beginning, maybe next Monday or Tuesday, we can kind of do another one and actually show you our little book.
Yeah.
So
and if you are just tuning in now, we recorded this and we will be posting it on YouTube shortly. So you can find our YouTube channel at Tiny House Basics, and we will post this full hour-long question and answer on our YouTube channel. So go subscribe.
And then, just kind of keep an eye on you. What we're going to try to do now is post. When do you post that we're doing this live? Like the night before. We'll try.
Yeah,
and
I should probably do that. We didn't decide till earlier.
Oh yeah. We'll try and do it the night before and let you know when we're going to do a live. That way, if you have any questions, you can kind of chime in that time frame that we're doing it. So
yeah, and subscribe to post notifications in the upper corner. And you can follow us on Instagram, obviously, Tiny House Basics, YouTube, Tiny House Basics, Twitter, Tiny House Basics, Facebook, Tiny House Basics, and our website, tinyhousebasics.com. And our book,
that everywhere.
Tiny House Basics is our book title. So
we're just keeping it easy.
Yeah, we're just trying to make it easy for you guys. Simplify the process of going tiny. So thank you everybody for joining in.
Guys.
We'll do another Q&A once we have our book physically in our hand, and we appreciate everybody's support, and we will see you guys later.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.